You can eat my ass. I hate you.
My initial review of the new Endgame is it makes me not want to play Genshin anymore.
Temporary reward? That's so dumb.
What's good, everybody? So yesterday Genshin Impact finally came out with their new endgame mode. Stygian, I don't know, whatever it is. I tried it out yesterday very briefly, okay? It's been quite a long time. I want to say over a year at this point since I played Genshin. I gave it a try, didn't really get particularly far. I was like, okay, I'll come back to it another day. But what I did do is while I was live, I was browsing through what the Genshin CCs were doing and see what they thought about the endgame mode. Every single Genshin Impact creator I looked at while I was going through Twitch was ragging on this game mode to the likes that I have never seen before. I would go on Doro stream, he's crashing out about the limited time skins. I go on Brand stream, he's crashing out over not being able to do it with like a C6 Malvika. Even Enviosity, okay, was kind of having a moment with this game mode too. Every single Genshin creator I looked at has had a problem with this game mode. So I figured let's go take a look at what brand new online has to say about this game mode, because his crash out was particularly very eye-opening. And I remember he had like a brief call with someone too about how maybe they could improve the game modes, but I would like to listen to his video and see what exactly is going on. So let's get into it.
I am so disappointed, it is unbelievable. If you're not aware, Genshin Impact just released the Stygian Onslaught endgame content, and I really need to get this off my chest because I feel like I'm going kind of insane. So in Genshin Impact, we've had multiple types of endgame over the past few years.
I will say, literally, I tuned into Brand's stream while I was live and just to see, and bro was not happy. I've never seen him so disappointed. Genuinely, I've never seen him like that before. It was eye-opening.
The Spiral Abyss, which is basically just fighting against hyperinflated HP overworld enemies in a timer. We've had Imaginarium Theater, which makes sure that you have a lot of characters built and then puts you in situations where you have to fight against hyperinflated HP enemies against a timer, but with some cool little buffs here and there. Now we have Stygian Onslaught, which I really expected to be something a little bit different. Obviously, I expected a timer. I expected it to be a longer timer, and I expected the enemies to have like super fun mechanics and stuff and different things, kind of like the cubes in that one event where they did so many different movesets and stuff. And instead what we got is basically Spiral Abyss with only bosses and a absolute boatload of HP and a really short timer. Now I'm going to show you
the way that I picture Stygian Onslaught when I tried it out is it's very much like the worst possible combination of Spiral Abyss and the Imaginarium Theater. Okay, not only do you have to have very invested characters to complete the whole thing, we're talking about highly invested characters to the point where it's pretty much impossible for free-to-play people to fully complete Div 6 on Stygian Onslaught. But you need so many characters. You need 3 teams, okay? 3 teams. Now, when these teams rotate every single time it updates, you're going to be needing a lot of well-invested characters. It brings the two kind of worst bits, I feel like, of these two endgame modes into one, with HP inflated bosses and a timer. It's like, are the devs listening with their ears closed? Like, what is going on?
a few clips of me playing this for the first time from the easier difficulties. I started off at hard difficulty, so this is what hard difficulty looks like. This is piss easy. All right, let's see.
Yeah, even I did hard, by the way. That's what I did. Me, someone who hasn't played Genshin Impact in like a year and a half, forgot what all my rotations are, haven't even got invested characters. Hard is easy. There ain't no way. Everyone could do this.
Bring it. Fulfill our pact.
All right, let's just get through this hard mode and then we'll check out the actual difficult stuff, I guess. Let me take a look.
Target acquired.
Oh yeah, whale content, not dolphin. When I say whale, it's like not only do you have to be like pulling for so many characters to be able to fill out your roster with good characters, right? Some of them you might even want constellations for, especially if you're doing the last difficulty. That's like a huge problem with this game mode.
For the Lord of the Night.
Alrighty then.
Suffer the wrath of evil.
The hard mode is definitely not hard. It gives you a false sense of hope of like, okay, maybe this will be okay.
All right, there we go. So far was not very fun, but that's just because it was very easy, right? Then there's the menacing difficulty. This should be all right. We'll see.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
4 seconds to spare.
No, I'm not going to have a ton of time on these ones, but that's kind of the point, right? I'm trying not to use the C6 characters. Just try to do it in time.
He's purposefully using C0 characters.
I really want Xiangling's fucking shit to proc. Holy fuck, did I take... Oh, maybe I took
He's
all of her
purposely
artifacts off. That actually...
making that very much a point. He said he's not using any of his C6 characters. He's trying to use C0 as far as he can to.
Might be the case. Oh no. We're gonna have to restart this one, boys. What did I do? Oh god. Did I give him the dare? Oh, I give... Bro, this makes so much more sense, man. This makes so much...
If only Genshin Impact had a loadout system! Whoa! If only... Wow! If only Genshin Impact had a loadout system! Oh, but they introduced one in 3.5! Oh, 5.5, whatever the bloody hell it is. I forgot. 5.7, who knows? I forget. If only they had a loadout system that people used that was actually good.
Much more fucking sense. I get the dare for the trial yesterday, dude.
Bro. Hey, we're Genshin Impact. We have a cool loadout system for your characters. And here is Bran manually switching his artifacts because the loadout system they introduced is a fucking scam. Oh my god. You couldn't write it, right? like you actually couldn't write it.
Good. 20 seconds left. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in a freaking corner. Oh well, we're good. Boom. Wait, where'd my ult go? There it is. All right, there we go. That's fine. Got damage. Very nice damage.
That's fine, he says, with 10 seconds left. Yep, and it's not even at the hardest difficulty yet.
Yeah, we should be absolutely fine here.
Oh, of course the new Skirk team is absolutely, you know, maxing like crazy the content compared to everybody else. Interesting, right?
Charge attack to get the extra rifts. Yeah, we don't really need it, but we'll do it anyway. It's fun. Boom. All right, nice. Bad artifact, and bad artifact. All right, gamers, nothing is changing. Great. Then we have Fearless, and I'll keep it a bot, dude. Fearless was like, it was already pretty damn difficult for me, and I have C6 characters. I didn't use the C6 characters that I have, just as a heads up. I tried specifically using the C0 or C2 maximum characters that I have, and this is what that went like. Wait.
Okay, this is where it gets interesting, huh? Oh, this is where it gets interesting. This is the free-to-play territory, right? Let's see how that holds out against a creator who plays Genshin Impact every single day, who's experienced at the game. I wonder how that turns out.
Where'd my ult go? It went off. What?
One of the most annoying things about this game mode when I tried it yesterday is when it starts, you do not start with full energy. You don't. You start with nothing. Why? It just purposefully makes it more frustrating, but especially when you have a timer involved. It's like, why would you do that? It starts you with 0 energy. You can't immediately ult. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's like, why?
Why didn't you plunge? Is that a normal mechanic or is that new? New? Sick. Okay. Yeah, guys, Garming does not clear this. Even a good fucking Garming build, that does not clear this. Holy shit. The damage is just non-existent. Bro has far too much health.
Does he... What's his Arlecchino at? Is this a C0 as well?
Okay, move your fucking fat ass hand, man.
Alakino and Sitlali. And Shilolan.
Your hand is
Yeah, by Shilona, Sitlali, Alakino, by the way.
fucking pissing me off. Hello? Alright, there we go. First half done. Doable, winnable. Without my C6s, though, I'm kind of screwed for the second half here because I overbuilt my C6s and not so much the other fucking characters. So let me see. Let's go. Let's see if y'all can fucking cook. Guys, I'm not even fucking entertaining this shit. What the fuck is going on? Hello? I'm not even entertaining this for more than 5 fucking seconds.
There ain't no way. There ain't no way.
This is doable, though, I think. Deadass, I think this might actually be doable. Brian, bro, I'm listening to chat, man. What the fuck do you want from me?
Oh, God.
Bro, all of
Doable, he
you saying this
says.
wouldn't work. We're doing about as good as the fucking Alhaitham team, in all fairness, so I don't know about that one. I can't do the Cabinetz team because we used Bennett in this one as well. If we try this one again,
There is
without
no way,
Bennett,
right?
I probably could, but then who am I going to replace in this one? Fuck it, we can try this.
The only good thing about the team comps is that I'm pretty sure you can use characters multiple times. Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure you can use multiple characters, like different times of the team. So it's not like you have to use different ones. No, you can't. No. Oh, I thought you could. Am I crazy? Oh shit. Never mind. I cut that out. Saitonas has C6 Alhaitham and he couldn't clear the Pyro boss. So not only you need to wail for characters, you need to wail on the right ones. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. It's not about, you don't just have to horizontally invest, you have to vertically invest in those characters too. It's so dumb. It is. It's so dumb.
Come on!
Oh my god! Oh, he failed it! Ah, no way!
There was a second left! Alright, I'm ulting here.
Oh my god.
On the life reset was worth it. There we go. Okay, good shit. I like what I'm feeling here.
Of course, Skirk does it pretty quickly, pretty easily.
I feel better now. Let's go back and fucking lose our fucking brain cells and minds. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm good.
no.
Let's fucking get this shit done, and then I want to try the final difficulty.
Bro is not having a good time. Bro is not having a good time.
Terrible artifacts.
Bro is not having a good time.
Sorry.
But
Then we have the
there's no
final
power creep in
difficulty,
Genshin
dire
Impact.
difficulty. And this is where my biggest problem comes, because Hoyoverse have implemented a lot of really good changes recently, in my opinion, but this endgame mode is genuinely just disappointing to see, at least in my opinion. Now listen, there's people that have cleared this dire difficulty, or at least one person, a Japanese player, with C0 or 1 characters. But their builds are absolutely insane, godlike. Like, I'm talking perfect artifacts. And they cleared it with like 1 second to spare on each one. For like 99...
Yeah, so like most people aren't going to be able to do that. Yeah, okay, so basically what we're saying with Malvika, one of the most broken characters at C0 with perfect artifacts, basically everybody can't do it. Yeah, that's crazy. That's like, what are why? How? We finally have an endgame mode in Genshin Impact that is specifically catered for people who spend money. And it's not even like it's a fun way of doing it. It's not even like the content is fun difficult. It's bad difficult. HP sponges and dog shit timers that are way too short. That's not a fun way of having increased difficulty in a gacha game. It just isn't. It really isn't.
9.9% of free-to-play or even low spenders, this difficulty is almost unattainable. Even for whales, dude. Like, I went into this and I would have been perfectly fine if these bosses had a lot of really cool gimmicks and mechanics that you could do with the elemental reactions and stuff, but instead what we get is a restrictive buff/debuff, but it's not for cool things like mechanics. I had a chat with Memos where I went over what mechanics and stuff I'd want to see, just a couple of examples, so here's the clip from that. Hello, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Fucking stressed, bro.
Yeah, I know.
What did you mean by you think Genshin's got a limited because of the gameplay? Just out of curiosity.
Okay, so like, I mean, of course, I have to take some examples.
Skill expression. Okay. Skill expression. Genshin Impact, what do? You have 2 dodge dashes that don't really do anything, right? You have 2 of them. You have your E, you have your Q, you can do a plunge attack, you can probably do a heavy attack, right? That's it! That's it. Now, if we take a game like Wuthering Waves, what do we have? Intro, outro, forte, heavy attack, mid-air attacks, plunges, dodge counters, parries. What else do we have? There's probably something else that I'm missing. Already, there are so many more different ways of skill expression that can also deal damage. Oh, we also have the negative statuses now, right? In Wuthering Waves, and it means that you're able to eventually implement a bunch of those mechanics into the enemies themselves, right? Yeah, you can quick swap, grappling, you can implement movement into your combat, and that means you are able to approach bosses differently. Bosses have like certain kinds of staggers, they have the phases that they have. That means you can implement certain things. Like, are you able to parry enough times a boss for it to skip phases? Little things like that makes the combat a bit more interesting, right? And Genshin doesn't have any of these. The thing that it relies on the most is its elemental reaction system. And we all know that it's just not enough at this point. It's not going to be enough. And unfortunately, the more they play into maybe implementing mechanics that revolve around elemental reaction systems, it's just going to force you to pull for certain characters. Oh, this something requires like pyro. You have to pull the specific pyro character that does it the best. It's like it doesn't bode well. And that's not going to change. They have zero incentive to change.
Like Wuthering Waves or ZZ or stuff like that, like there's no other option. I don't know, like there's no parry system, there's no real like dodge system. The monsters are not like super dynamic. Maybe they could make more dynamic monsters like that move a little bit or that have like more dynamic mechanics. I don't
Crownless was such a good example to use there. Look how many attacks Crownless does. You could dodge them, parry them, counter them, and you could do that with every character. That's the key here. Every character. And you get rewarded for doing so. In Genshin, if you are not doing your rotations with 100% uptime, you're losing out on damage. In Wuwa, if you take a second to dodge, if you parry, if you counter, it adds to your DPS. Why? You're building up your concerto. You might be building up your forte. You're able to do your abilities quicker. It adds up to it increases your DPS doing things like that. Genshin, it's a DPS loss if you dodge because you're not doing your rotations. It's a fundamental difference with the combat mechanics of the games.
I don't have like an idea necessarily of what they could do, but I don't know, if you look at Wuwa, they have some, I mean, the parry system makes it more dynamic, but they also have some monsters where if you counterattack at the perfect moment, not necessarily a parry, but just a counterattack or a dodge at the perfect moment, it can impact like the reactions of the boss or stuff like that. So yeah, yes,
there are even
like that.
There are even some bosses where like it can skip phases if you parry them enough or if you counter them enough or things like that. It's crazy.
But on the other hand, like the characters are more or stiffer than ZZ or than Wuwa's. Like, yes, it's frustrating to just have like more HP, but at the same time, it's like a little bit difficult to find the perfect solution, I feel like.
I agree with you, and I don't think there is a perfect solution. But what I will say is, you're right with Wuwa. The thing is with Wuwa, for something like holograms, for example, I'm going to use holograms specifically since it's like the end game that I typically take part in. I don't do tower because it's just fucking Spiral Abyss for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
For holograms, it's very important to do the mechanics that you just mentioned, right? Like parrying and also dodging. And you mentioned Genshin not having a dodge system. You're right. It has the same dodge system as Wuwa, realistically, just without the perfect dodge and the counter.
Yeah.
The thing.
No, okay, I'm sorry. I remember hearing this when he was saying it live. I could not disagree more. I could not disagree more. It is entirely different from Genshin Impact. It is like, the only difference is that both of them have iframes, kind of, a tiny bit. Genshin Impact, you can do 2 dodge dashes and that's it. That's it. That's all you can do. They don't offer anything. There's no perfect dodges. There's no counters. There's nothing like that. It makes it entirely separate from Wuwa's one. But you could dodge in the air in Wuwa. Yeah, exactly. It's like night and day. Like, it's I don't know why we're comparing that and saying they're the same. No, 100% not. Absolutely not.
Thing for me is, for hologram, the timer's so fucking long. I've never lost a hologram to the timer. I feel like for Genshin as well, it's like you mentioned them being kind of limited based on Genshin's gameplay.
The good thing about the holograms having a long timer means that more people can do the content, right? Maybe you don't have the most well-built characters. Okay, it just takes you longer. Or maybe you want to do a challenge where you do it in a more stylish way, or you want to use new teams, or you want to solo it. Guess what? The long timer means that you can. It means that you can. And you won't have a problem.
For me, it's the total fucking opposite. I think they don't utilize their own gameplay features at all for endgame combat, because literally, what do you use elemental reactions for other than dealing damage or like getting rid of a specific shield? Why is there zero mechanics in this goddamn game with such a complex elemental reaction combat system where you can't ever utilize it so it feels like you're utilizing the element system other than just dealing a shit ton of damage?
I feel like I don't mind that the elemental reaction systems are just used for dealing damage, because as soon as you implement them into mechanics, you're going to have problems, okay? Namely being the goddamn chess mob, or whatever it is in Genshin, whereby if you don't use the cryo character on the boss, you die, right? I don't like that idea, and I don't like that it forces you to do that sort of stuff. Every character, every team should be able to do the combat in some way. It just has to be fundamentally built into the actual gameplay mechanics of the game itself. As soon as we start implementing, oh, you have to use pyro on this thing or cryo on this thing to do this mechanic in a certain way, it's just not... We're therefore like limiting people even more on like what characters can and can't do stuff, which is gonna... People will complain about that, right? We just know.
I understand what you mean, like... We could well use the reactions more to like actually do stuff rather than just more damage.
If you're gonna make it restrictive, why not make it fun and restrictive? Remove the timer, make it so that at every 20% health interval you get a different mechanic. If you're already forced to use, for example, a freeze team, make it so for example, it's a boss with, I don't know, 2 big ass legs and you gotta freeze both legs on the ground to stop it from moving at a certain point in the floor, and then that point in the floor starts doing damage over time or something, you know, something interesting.
Oh,
that's valid. This is very valid. But it reminds me of MMO raid bosses, right? That's what it is.
That's smart. Yeah, that could be fun. Maybe a little bit like the weekly bosses, because like weekly bosses have some like interesting mechanic. I mean, interesting depends how you see it, but like they have some unique mechanics where all their stuff happens and just like deal damage or break the shield.
I feel like Genshin just do not utilize their elemental reaction system for any.
The reason being, if they make it too complex, it's going to be too difficult for the children to understand. That's the problem. That is just the problem. This is a game for kids. This is the game where the dev said, hey, doing co-op we don't really want to do or whatever because it gives people anxiety. We don't want to make things too difficult because it gives people anxiety. Yeah, they'll get scared and not play the game. This is a game for children. They don't want to make it complex at all.
Endgame in the slightest, other than, like I say, hyperinflating enemy HP to make you have to deal a shit ton more damage. It just bores the fuck out of me when I know it could be so much better than it is. But sadly, that's just...
It's not gonna happen. And do you know what it means? You should probably find something that interests you in a different game. yeah, maybe we should play a different game at this point, you know. Hey, I don't know, Wuthering is pretty good. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
It's not the case here. It's quite literally, again, just hyperinflated overworld enemies. Bob, you can find the actual numbers, but I think it's like 17 million HP or something, maybe even more. And the reward that you get for this incredibly difficult challenge is weapon skins. Something that when I saw were getting added to the game, I was...
Oh, this is the kick in the teeth. This is the kick in the teeth. Weapon skins. This is where it becomes hilarious. Okay, this is where you will lose your mind. Oh my god, weapon skins? Oh, okay, so we do the hard content. That's kind of pay to win, because unless you whale for characters and multiple different characters like that have constellations on the right characters, on the strongest ones, you're not going to be able to get the weapon skins. So, oh, surely we're rewarded with something lovely by the end of it once we've spent all this money to be able to do the content, right? Right? Yes, you are. You can get weapon skins. But the kick in the teeth is that they're temporary. You don't even get to keep them. You don't even get to keep them. You can't. What do you mean I spent all this money for skins that I can't even keep?
Incredibly excited. But the rewarded weapon skins that you get come from these items. There's a 4-star and a 5-star version of these weapon skins, and don't get me wrong, listen, I'll keep it above here.
What's the point?
Absolutely incredible. They also have very cool lore inside of them. But
what's the point? What is the point?
They disappear every patch. You heard that right. The really difficult content that you get, the weapon skins disappear every patch.
What's the point? What is the point? What is the point? What is the point? What is the fucking point?
A lot of people don't have a problem with this, but for me, when Genshin Impact...
And so you can show them off when you do the co-op with other people, or you could take photos for a limited time, so you get FOMO, so you keep coming back to do it just to get... What is the point?
Already has endgame rewards that are attainable in a certain way for cosmetic purposes. The envisaged echoes in the Imaginarium Theater, for a big example. What do you do with that? You beat the endgame, you get a key or 2 keys. Then you get to choose which envisaged echo you want to keep on your account forever. You unlock it and do it. It's great. Why couldn't Hoyoverse for this just made it so that when you beat this mode, you get these items, but you can exchange them for whatever skin you want permanently on your account? I had people saying if they'd have done that, it would have caused FOMO. I would argue it's the exact opposite.
How? How would it have caused FOMO? Okay, FOMO that you can do whenever the fuck you want. Do you know, I think that is totally fine, right? You have a patch cycle to be able to claim the skin. Once you have the skin, it goes away forever. And if you've got it, you've got it. That's fine. Is that FOMO? Kind of, sure. But guess what? If you do the content and it's like a battle pass, right? It's like a goddamn battle pass in other games. It's there for a limited time. You can get the skins if you do the content. And then, yeah, you can show it off. Because, hey, look, I played the game. That's fine. What's worse is spending all the time to do a game mode, get the skins, and they go anyway. What's the point? Oh, we don't want people to have FOMO. We don't want people to like miss out. So like no one, if everyone can't have them, no one can have them. No one can have them. Because we don't want the kids like arguing, going, you have the skin and I don't, meh. Come on. It's so cringe.
It. And that making these weapons only available for 41 days and then they're gone forever is also FOMO, but it's also pointless FOMO, because why would they disappear? Why wouldn't you just be able to keep them? It feels so stupid to waste the potential of these super awesome looking skins.
They look really cool.
Disappear. Is it because you're not spending real money on it that they feel like you don't deserve to keep them? I really don't understand. I know it's like a prestige.
But that's not technically true, right? Because you do have to pay for the skins, because you need to wail for the constellations and the characters to even do the content to get the skins. So you are paying for them. You are. You are technically paying for them.
Yeah, you beat it kind of thing. But then if you can only show that you beat it for 41 days or whatever it is, and then it's gone forever, what's the damn point?
These people wouldn't survive MMO life, right? Well, like every like PvP season, there's like a specific set that you could like get, and then it's gone forever. It's great. These people wouldn't survive. You're so right.
so incredibly disappointing, and I really hope they listen to some feedback about this, because I really think this game mode has a lot of potential. It just needs a couple of minor tweaks and maybe one major tweak. I want it to still be difficult, and I want it to still be challenging, but I also just want it to be fun and not boring and monotonous and not the same thing as the other endgames that we already have in the goddamn game. Give us something new to look forward to every patch. This was a big rant, and I really don't know if we're going to get any fixes or changes to this in the future. I'm not getting my hopes up anymore. I don't play gacha games for the end game, and this is primarily the reason why. I've kind of decided now, if I want difficult content, bro, I'm just gonna go play MMOs or like Elden Ring for the
Based, brand new online, big based, crazy.
third time or something. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, actually. We're pushing close to 354,000 subs on YouTube. Thank you. And I'll catch you all in the next one.
Brand's been kind of based recently, I won't lie. Yeah, he's been actually kind of beat a W kind of recently. Great video, great summary on the situation. Mirror basically all the same opinions of this. Most of them anyway. Yeah, he's been on a bit of a W streak. He's been on the W. We love Brand. Guys, I know we might be a bunch of Kurobots, but I'm gonna be so real. Brand is a bit of a W right now. And we should offer him some respect, some sympathy, you know, for him having to go through that. Sympathy for him having to do it. Yep, crazy. Nuts. I appreciate it. Make sure you go and like, comment, and subscribe on this video. I'm live every single day on Twitch and on Kink. The link is in the pinned comment. I appreciate y'all, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.
Twitch.tv/Captain Cabinetz, Captain Cabinetz.